Let me be the first to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for joining me this morning. Our series this month is called Challenge Accepted. And so, for those of you who have been able to be in person, we have been doing all of these crazy challenges like running down the hall with pool noodles and different games that we're doing like a little competition right now. So I wanted to give you a true or false challenge this morning. And this is something that you can play along with at home. So I'm going to say a sentence, and then you are going to tell me if you think it is true, or if you think it's false, then you can do a thumbs down, okay? And your whole family can play this with you. And I'll tell you the answer right away so you can keep score. All right, are you ready? A sneeze is faster than the blink of an eye. Do you think that's true or false? It's true. Olympic gold medals are made of silver. Is that true or false? It's true. Chocolate is good for dogs. Is that true or false? No way. That's false. Pigs cannot look up into the sky. Is that true or false? That's actually true. Isn't that crazy? Some giraffes can say moo. True. An ostrich has the largest eyes in the world. What do you think? It's actually false. Thumbs down. Giant squids have the largest eyes. The next question is, a baby has more bones than an adult. Is that true or false? It's actually true. And here's the last one. A shrimp, do you know what a shrimp is? Something you get at Red Lobster, right? A shrimp's heart is in its head. Is that true or false? If you voted true, you got it right. We're going to be looking into the New Testament this morning. And so run and get your Bible. And you're going to turn to Mark, which is one of the Gospels. So remember that the New Testament starts with the four Gospels. And let's go over those. Are you ready? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so if you're right at the very first book of the New Testament, that's going to be Matthew. So thumb through Matthew until you get to the book of Mark. All right. So last week, we were talking about the people that hung out with Jesus. Anybody remember what they were called? Not friends, his disciples. Exactly. They were called disciples. And one day, Jesus was with his disciples, Peter, James, and John. And Jesus led them up to the top of a very high mountain. Let's see what the Bible says about this next. It's absolutely crazy. Are you ready? All right, so we are going to be in Mark 9, and I'm going to start reading at verse 2, and we'll go from 2 to 6. After 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him and led him up a high mountain where they were all alone. There he was transfigured before them. His clothes became dazzling white, whiter than anybody in the world could bleach them. And there appeared before them Elijah and Moses, who were talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us put up 3 shelters, one for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He did not know what to say. They were so frightened. All right. So there's lots of crazy stuff going on in these 4 short verses. You know, Jesus was God's son sent to earth, right, to reunite us in our relationship with God, because what separated us? Exactly, sin. But when Jesus was on earth, he looked just like you and I. He looked like an ordinary man. But the thing is that Jesus was not just an ordinary human, was he? He wasn't. He was actually the Son of God. Now, there was a weird verse in those verses, and a weird word, and it was called transfigured. Does anybody know what that means? It's kind of like when you play with a toy called a transformer. But transfiguration is something when something transforms or It changes from what it was before becoming something completely different. I'll give you a little example. I know that you guys all like to play with slime, right? And so when you have slime in its container, then, the shape of the slime is whatever the shape of your container is. If it's a little tub, then your slime is round. But if you dump that out on the table, what does the slime do? Well, it spreads out flat. So that's kind of like it was transfiguring or transforming, whatever you want to call it. But as Jesus was transforming, something else happened. It says his clothes became whiter than even we could bleach them. And Elijah and Moses appeared and began talking with Jesus. Now, here's the crazy thing, guys. What part of the Bible are we in? Are we back here where Elijah and Moses were back in the Old Testament? No, we're in the New Testament. And so Elijah and Moses had left their earthly life a long time ago, but here they were right in front talking. Amazing, right? And so here were these important men from the Old Testament talking to Jesus, and it was just so crazy. Elijah and Moses were also followers of God and loved him very, very much. Well, I'm telling you, Peter was so afraid when he saw this because Elijah and Moses were not supposed to be alive anymore, but he knew that he was experiencing something incredibly important. So let's see what happens next. So go back into the book of Mark, chapter 9, and we're going to start reading verse 7. Then a cloud appeared and enveloped them, and a voice came from the cloud. This is my son, whom I love. Listen to him. And suddenly, when they looked around, they no longer saw anybody with them except Jesus. Woo-hoo. As they were coming down the mountain, Jesus gave them orders not to tell anybody what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. All right, again, can you say crazy? So when that cloud appeared and covered them up, a voice coming from that cloud and said, "This is my son whom I love, listen to him." Who do you think that voice belonged to? Because when they looked around, they only saw Jesus. And as they came down that mountain, they were so confused because Jesus told them, "Don't tell anyone what you have just seen and witnessed until the right time." Until the right time. Jesus was the Son of God, and Jesus' transfiguration showed Peter, James, and John who Jesus truly was, because they did not know that he was the supernatural person. They had only seen him in the form of an ordinary person. And so they knew then that, Jesus is truth, right? He's the truth that we have been waiting and wanting. And they knew that there was something else that Jesus was supposed to do when he was on earth. Because Jesus, he showed his disciples something different, right? Different than the world, different than what the world shows us, right? That Jesus was able to show them truth. And you know what? He shows us truth too. All we have to do is ask Jesus for help. So that's how we're going to wrap up our lesson today, is by me reminding you that we don't need to listen to what the world tells us as far as what truth is, because really, Jesus is the only truth that we need. And it's so important, guys, that you know what he says in his word so that you can hear what the world is saying and saying, "That's not true. What my God says in the Bible is true." All right, you guys, I love you. I hope you have an awesome Valentine's Day, and I'll see you next week.
Here we go, boys. Come on, let's take it home. Oh, eight, five, shoot. Come on, pass it. Ho! Oh, hey there, you chicken nuggets. And welcome to Grow TV. Come on!
Welcome to Grow TV. Hosted by Carl where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now, once again, welcome to Grow TV.
All right. Let's see what games are on today. Nothing. What to do? I don't have any board games. Maybe I could invent a game? That's it! I'll invent a game! Here we go! Thinking cap is on. All right, let's think. A game. How many people should play? Let's think. 4 teams. No, 2. Can't crowd the area too much. Now let's make them wear funny outfits that make them look big and strong. But tight pants that make them look fast and cool. But we might want to strap a helmet on them so they don't hurt their eyeballs. And instead of on a wood floor like basketball, we can do it on grass. But fake grass so it's pretty year-round. Instead of a round ball like every other sport, I'm gonna take a ball and make it kind of like have pointy ends. Kind of like an oval. Then we can throw it around and carry it with our hands. And just to be funny, I will call this game football. Football! That's it! This is great! This will be so much fun! Who knows, it might even take off. Become really popular. Yes! Let's go play football!
Did someone say football?
I did.
Cool, I love football.
Cassie, I don't want to sound condensing.
Condescending.
I'm sure it is. But you couldn't love football because you don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure I know. And everyone else on the face of the planet.
What are you talking about? I just invented it.
Well, sorry to tell you, but somebody invented it first.
He caught him napping, and now it's nothing but open field ahead.
You gotta be kidding me! Football's real? Football exists? You gotta be kidding me!
It's okay, Carl. It's an honest mistake.
I don't know, Cassie. This feeling is awful. Thinking you know something and BAM! It all changes.
I get it, Carl. You can probably understand how Peter, James, and John felt.
Really? When?
Well, do you remember the story of Transfiguration?
It sounds familiar.
Well, Jesus was walking up a mountain with Peter, James, and John.
Why?
Because Jesus had a plan.
Why?
Because Jesus needed to do something.
Why?
I don't know, but when they got up there, something really crazy happened.
Was there a circus? A zoo? A frozen yogurt restaurant?
None of those. You see, when Jesus got up there, his clothes became this glimmering bright color.
The color of his clothes changed? That's cool, but not crazy.
That's not it. Out of nowhere, Elijah and Moses showed up.
What do you mean Elijah and Moses? The Elijah and Moses? That's not possible.
Well, it happened. They showed up and they started talking, and Peter, James, and John couldn't believe their eyes.
I bet. Golly, I want to be able to stop talking.
Well, that's what Peter did. He started talking, and then in the sky, there was this huge cloud that covered it.
Oh, well, great. Just when it starts getting good, it starts to rain.
Well, you'd think that, but no. Suddenly, a loud booming voice came from the cloud.
Hold up. I was fine with all the clothes changing, Elijah and Moses, and then the cloud coming down, then it's starting to rain. But it didn't rain. And a voice came out of it. A talking cloud? You're kidding me. What? That can't be real.
Well, it is. And the best part of the story is that voice was God's.
Incredible. What did God say?
That Jesus was truly the Son of God, and we should listen to him.
Wow, I bet that opened their eyes.
What do you mean?
Well, I can imagine that even though they were devoted to Jesus, they probably didn't know who he really was.
You're right. A lot of people just thought Jesus was a super gifted teacher or prophet.
Yeah, but now this happens, there's no question whatsoever. Jesus is the Son of God.
Yep. Even though it was the truth all along, they didn't really know until that moment. Kind of like your whole football invention, huh?
Oh, so you admit I invented it.
Well, you thought you did anyway. Even though football was a thing long before you made it up, you didn't believe me until I showed you on my phone. After that, there was no more doubts that football was real, right?
Yep, I guess I need to see it myself to believe it.
That's the cool thing about God. Once we know the truth, it's so much easier to follow Jesus.
The truth, huh? How do we know how to find the truth? Well, sometimes my parents, and then my friends, I do watch the news sometimes. I also do know a pretty smart raccoon.
Well, those are all good. Well, maybe not the raccoon. I'm thankful for people in my life that help me know what to do. But more than anyone in the world, Jesus shows me the truth.
Cassie, you want truth?
Yes?
You did it! That's our big idea. Today's big idea is Jesus shows me the truth.
So let's say it out loud on the count of 3. Ready?
Ready?
1,
2,
3.
Jesus shows me the truth! Yes! Yeah! Jesus shows me the truth, shows her the truth, shows you the truth, and he shows me the truth. Truth, truth, truth. Oh, truth.
Well, sorry your football thing didn't work out like you hoped, Carl.
No worries. I knew it was too good of an idea.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll come up with something better.
Wait a minute. I got it. You take a fast car kind of thing, but you take the wheels off. You put that car on water. You can drive this car on water. Then you take some sort of rod or stick, and you put some like clear string in it. Maybe attach something sharp on the end like a hook. Then you take some other little fish, put the little fish on that, throw that in the water, and you do this kind of thing. And then you can catch something like a bigger fish.
Yeah, that's called fishing.
Come on!
See you next week, kids.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Grow TV.